Okay. Hello, this is our first episode of Quarantine Critics. Um,
Yes, hello and welcome. Welcome.
yes, welcome. We're going to be talking about a lot of different pop culture stuff on this show, ranging from
Yes, yeah,
different,
lot of stuff.
yeah, different movies, TV, video games, pretty much anything. Um, so episodes won't really be linear like a narrative. It'll all be episodic. So you can go skip through to stuff you like, stuff you've seen before, what you're interested in, and it doesn't really matter. You don't have to see pre-existing episodes. Similar to like the Scooby-Doo reboot that's coming out soon. Um,
Oh, that one actually looked alright.
yeah, I'm excited for that because they've got all these other characters from Hanna-Barbera shows and stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, Illumination, they're making a Mario film, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if that's still in development, but there were rumors going around for a while. Um,
I'm very scared then.
yeah, I heard about that and I immediately kind of just I didn't want to see the light of day to that project.
Yeah, because the Sonic movie, just like, is the amount of backlash they got for the original design of Sonic.
That's
I'm
so
just
funny.
looking forward to seeing how much backlash they get for this.
Yeah, seriously. Um,
No, but when was the last time you watched Despicable Me?
well, the first one probably
Yeah.
I don't know, like a couple years back, but I honestly I don't mind that film. I think it's enjoyable. I don't think it's great, but like I can watch it and I won't scold in anger. So
Right, okay.
yeah, and I'm ashamed to say that when the second one came out, I enjoyed that one as well. But I was just a stupid
Oh,
little baby boy, so I didn't know what I was talking
right.
about. But after rewatching it, like maybe a year or two later, I was like, man, this sucks so bad. um, and I like I said before, I can still watch the first one and go, yeah, this is alright. I can get
It's
behind it.
alright.
Like some of the jokes are hit or miss, like Doctor Nefario when he's on his wheelchair or the his little
Yeah.
electric scooter really slowly. That just irritates me so much. But yeah, the second one, oh man, it's not good.
And then didn't they make a third one as well
They did.
before they made that first Minions movie?
Yeah, I think that was after the Minions movie, but I haven't seen the third one. I don't know about you,
I haven't
but
seen I haven't seen the third one, but I have seen the Minions movie.
yeah, me too.
It's so
Biggest regret of my life.
it's,
So here we to the
it's like it's trying to be like trying it tries to jam like every popular thing from like the UK in the 60s into one family film, and it's so stupid because none of the kids will get any of the references.
yeah, like they had
They
a
they're
Bewitched reference at one point. It came
yeah,
on the TV, and it's
there
like
was a Beatles reference and stuff as well.
yeah, and it's like what kid's gonna look at the movie and be like, "Oh man, that's so cool." And I get that they're doing that for the adult audience, but like,
Yeah,
what adult is gonna go to the movie and be like, "Oh, cool, I like this film because they made a really stupid on the nose Beatles reference," and
yeah.
it wasn't creative in any way. It was just the Beatles walking across the street.
Yeah, just the cover of Abbey Road. That's it.
Yeah, and the
So that's
minions
all
were
they think
there.
about.
The minions were there. So like, why does that? I don't know. I don't
I
understand.
think
I
I
don't know.
think the joke scheme is like out of place, funny, cute thing in historical point in time equals comedy.
Yeah, I mean
That
that's
feels
pretty
like a
much that
lot of what it
whole.
is.
Yeah, that's pretty much that whole film.
Oh, the opening start of that film where they imply that the minions are like single-celled organisms.
And then they grow from like prehistoric times. I mean, from when I watched just the first Despicable Me, I always just assumed that like Gru made the minions in his lab or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like I thought that was just like you didn't they didn't have to make that a plot point and talk about it because like it didn't matter. But I think that was like kind of hinted at in just like the way he had his laboratory everywhere and all these minions just worship him from birth like they're imprinted on him when
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
he made them in the lab, but they're just stupid dinosaur people. Like
With a predisposition to follow the most evil thing.
yeah, it's so weird. And like they could have done something so creative with that. That could have been so cool. Like but they were just like, oh, they're just really old creatures that survived
Yeah,
through the
and
dinosaurs and whatever.
I was actually looking at this. I feel like they're apex predators because I'm looking at this. I've been looking at these facts, and one of them about the minions is that they can survive in outer space, meaning that they can resist the freezing and the vacuum of space, and they do not need to breathe oxygen.
Oh yeah,
So
because
that
in the first movie, don't they shoot up? Oh no, they he drinks one of the minions drinks like a potion or something, and then
yeah,
he
potion
can't.
thing, yeah,
Yeah, he's resistant to gravity, so he just flies off into space, and he's just completely
yeah.
fine.
Oh yeah, and on that as well, when Vector gets shot up to the moon, and
Hmm.
he's like wearing some sort of fucking plastic trash bag on his head is like a way to stay alive up there. It's so stupid.
Yeah, it
The
was
thing just sways
strange.
back and forth.
Because that happens in like an end credit dance sequence as well, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
God, that's when you know your movie sucks.
yeah.
God.
I
Um,
don't know. I don't. The only I think wait, every single kids movie I know has a dance sequence at the end. I think most of the Shrek movies do.
yeah, Scooby
If
Doo
we're talking
2.
like kids animated, yeah, Scooby Doo too.
Although I can get
Uh,
behind Scooby Doo 2, like that dance sequence, I get rowdy to that.
they've actually got some good songs. I think Ice Age has got a couple as well.
Oh
But
yeah,
I don't know how much of it is dancing, considering they're like full on like prehistoric animals and stuff like that. But they do have like a sort of dance scene.
yeah.
But
Didn't
like,
Ice Age have like pop songs in the credits and stuff for a
yeah, yeah,
while?
yeah,
Like I forgot the name of the it was like a boy band or something. Uh,
just Backstreet Boys.
yeah, but it was like a boy band from early 2010s that they got on to play music for their credits and stuff. It was really weird.
Really?
I think so.
Huh. All I know, like Shrek and stuff, they got Smash Mouth just to play a bunch of like just I'm blanking right now. I think it's monkey songs.
Hmm.
Just, just like, oh god, those are a bop. I do like
Yeah,
those.
yeah, I can get
But
behind
the
that.
whole, yeah, what? How could you not? You just like do you just not like good music?
Yeah, you can't watch Shrek and be like, this music sucks.
Yeah.
So
Nah, but what are we talking about again? Minions?
Minions, yeah, Minions. So we can off track.
Yeah.
Talking about other animated movies, but with the Minions as well.
Mm.
One problem that I have with them is their design, just in general, because initially they were
They look like
just
Tic Tacs.
yeah, they were just in the first Despicable Me, basically just to market the film. So, because the marketing was completely just full of minions, and it was like
Yeah.
whatever. They're on
Oh
TV
man.
in the teasers and stuff. They get the children to go, "Oh, he's so cute. I want to go see that movie." And the parents are like, "Okay."
It's like Olaf and Frozen, pretty
Yeah, pretty
much.
much. Yeah. The little animated sidekick comedy relief. That's what they are, pretty much. Just to market the
Yeah, yeah,
film for little baby people. But it got to the point where I think Illumination were just like, man, we don't even have to try anymore. They were like, we've got people that we've got a recognizable brand with these minions, so why don't we make a barely long enough feature film, which is just hit the hour 30 minute mark, where
yeah.
we can make a movie about nothing and we'll make people buy tickets because that's what the Minions movie is, right? Like
Yeah.
you go into it and there's no substance to it. There's nothing. It's just minions doing things. That's the only thing I can explain it by. And the thing about their design that I'll come back to um, is that they're so simplistic that that's what makes them cute, right? Is that there's just no detail to them.
Yeah, well, I just think of like yeah, Tic Tacs or a potato when I see them.
Yeah, they're just little yellow potato people with little cute little overalls on, and you go, ah, but like it's just a horde of them. You can't tell them apart. Like, can you name several minions for me that aren't the protagonists of the Minions movie? So not Bob or Kevin or the I
Uh,
forget the other guy. Stuart, is that his name?
I think yes, do it or whatever.
So any other minion.
No.
Yeah.
Well, they're all basic like white American dad names.
Yeah, so you could probably there's probably a David in there or like
Yeah,
a Dan. I don't
or a
know.
Carl.
Yeah, but like I don't know which one
I'd
is
love to see
which.
them put in like a Tyrese or something.
Yeah, like it's just a really completely not white name.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Now,
Or
but
like
I don't know. It's just it really bugs me.
nah. But I'm looking at like yeah, you're right with it's just a movie about nothing. But that movie about nothing, like racked in 1.1 billion dollars worldwide.
Oh yeah, it was one of the highest
It's
grossing.
so
I don't even think it was just highest grossing animated film, but it was one of the highest grossing films of all time. And something like
definitely.
that, bigger than any other Despicable Me movie, which like is insane to me, right? Like who is going to the cinemas seeing this? I remember the first time I watched it just to see what it was like, and I didn't want to pay for it because I didn't want to give Illumination
It
my
was so
money.
terrible.
Yeah, so I pirated the film so I could watch this, and I don't do that on like many movies. I usually stream them or go see them in cinemas. But
Yeah.
this one, I was like, this is the exception. I can't give Illumination my money. So one of the few times I've pirated a film was the Minions movie. So
Just to see how terrible it was.
yeah, sorry government, I broke the law there.
Well, there's like the one thing we haven't even like talked about is the whole like merchandise that surrounds them now,
Oh yeah, there's so much
which
crap.
on top of the actual movies.
Yeah.
Because like I have like a Minions sort of plushie thing that I got over in the States,
Mm-hmm.
and recently I massacred it.
Yeah.
That thing's been through so much pain. That thing's been beaten with a belt, and then recently I got some scissors and I stabbed it a couple of times and I cut his arm off.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah,
witnessed it.
I don't feel sorry for him. He's just sitting now at the bottom of my drawer. But it's like the thing about my drawer is you can actually see a little bit in it, and it's just got his eyes peering at me. So I
Oh
kind of feel
god.
guilty now that I'm looking at it
Mm.
every time I go past. It's just like it just it's like a wave of just sadness rushes over me.
Yeah, I'm so glad that when I was like slightly into the Despicable Me movies as a kid that I didn't buy any merchandise because it would just prove that at one point in my life I enjoyed it. And I don't want to be known as that guy that likes Minions. So,
I
um
don't think anyone I know likes Minions.
no. I I mean there are a couple of people that I knew from ages ago that were like, I love these movies so much, but that was back when I liked them as well. So they were pretty young.
You definitely grow out of it.
Yeah, but like for instance now, I don't know anybody that likes them. And the thing is, that was back in a time when there were only two of the movies. So you could still like the
Mm,
first one and
yeah,
be
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, the second one's not very good, but I still like Minions. But the fact that the market is so saturated now for them, and we both just watched Minions 2 trailer, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so if you guys haven't seen that, go, go and watch. Well, actually, I don't know if I want
Don't.
you guys to support it. It's so just maybe don't. But we've watched it for you, so that you don't have to. Um,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
yeah, what can you say about that trailer?
oh man, I know. But just before we get into that, I was just looking up some more Minions merchandise, and a photo came up, and it's a picture of one of the Minions next to what I can only assume is arsenic.
Arsenic.
Yeah, you know the poison.
Oh, of course.
I don't, and I searched up Minions adult merchandise,
Oh my
and
god.
that is what came up.
Another thing
God.
that minions have
Yeah.
spawned are those Facebook mum memes.
Oh yeah, it's like I wish all the fat on my body would fall off me and turn into money.
Yeah, stuff like that. And then
Yeah.
the mums repost it on Facebook and just respond with all the crying, laughing emojis, and it's completely cursed. But I love.
Yeah, I've unfriended my aunt a couple of times because she's sent those around.
Nice. No, but I mean, I don't know any person that like has Facebook and hasn't seen one of those memes on their feed before. Just because
Yeah,
I don't know, like Facebook is the kind of social media that you have like all your family on as well. Like Instagram
yeah,
and Snapchat and stuff, you don't really have your family on there. Like I know some people do. Like I've got my sister on them, but like I don't have my
mm,
parents and my relatives and all that. But on Facebook, it's like everybody you know is on there. And so you see all this random crap that you really just don't want to see, including
yeah.
those Facebook mum minion memes. But um, you know how much I love those ironic ones where they
Oh
just
yeah,
like completely butcher the idea of the boomer meme, and it's
yeah,
like I
yeah. Is
don't
it cropped
really,
boomer memes?
yeah, I don't really want to give an example because they're so bad, but like,
Yeah,
yeah, they get pretty out there. No, but well, we'll come back to that. But first up, we'll talk about the trailer now. So
oh yeah,
first impressions. When did you see it? Like a couple days ago?
yeah. I did rewatch it like I think this morning sometime,
Just a
and like
refresh.
yeah, just to see if it was as bad as I remember watching the first time. But yeah, well the premise of it is they're following the rise of like Gru, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they got Steve Carell in again, I think. I don't know how that guy can continue on with this. I had so much respect from him in like so many other things like the Anchorman and stuff like that.
It's
But
all the paycheck, man.
yeah, I mean I respect it, but it's just so dumb.
Yeah, for real.
I don't even get like in the trailer they say that he steals some sort of gem or something from the villain association.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really there's like no like I don't get any sort of idea about what that's even meant to be or how that applies to the plot at all.
I mean, it is still a trailer, so there's a lot that they probably wouldn't reveal until. Well, I'm sure if they released more, like after trailer 2 and trailer 3 release, you could probably piece the whole plot together. But
Yeah,
like,
well, I mean, it'd be really easy to actually after that.
yeah. But just judging for the first trailer, yeah, obviously there's that gem that he steals or whatever from these bad guys, and then they chase him
The
down.
stereotypical bad guys.
Yeah, yeah. And then he,
Actually, you know what it reminds me of?
what's that?
Did you ever play Skylanders as a kid?
No, I didn't. I wasn't a Skylanders boy.
Well, there was like one where it was like trappers or something like that, and they had like a villain association in that, and the head of that is exactly the same as the head woman in like this, and it's like the entire same setup and stuff like that, and like chaos. Like I don't know if you know the like there was like some like this bad guy short kid in that like Gru who tried to like team up with those guys, but ended up just sort of screwing him over. So the plot for Skylanders, one of the Skylanders games, is essentially the same as this new Minions movie.
So minions are ripping off Skylanders. Wow.
Yeah, in a couple ways, yeah, definitely.
Oh, there you go. We're gonna have to wait till the whole film comes out to do a full analysis on
Yeah.
that. So yeah, but basically he steals the gem. He runs away. He gives it to one of his minion henchmen.
Oh yeah, and he trades it for a rock or something.
Yeah, and then the minion runs away with the gem, and then Gru distracts um, the villains or whatever.
Yeah.
They try and kill him multiple times, which
Yeah.
is one thing that I could say I like about the Despicable Me movies is that they're violent.
Yeah.
They're not afraid to threaten to kill off minions and
Mm.
kill people, which I find the only thing entertaining about the movies. But yeah, they threw a bus at him or something
Oh yeah,
at
yeah,
this like
yeah.
8-year-old kid. So it's like, damn, bro. Um, but yeah, the minion gets away, and then on the way back to Gru's secret lair where they plan to meet up and exchange the gem, the minion sees a little girl's birthday party or something, and then there's a pet rock that she got as a present. Was it? I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. Something like that.
Yeah, someone had a pet rock there, and it had googly eyes on it, and the minion was like, ah, and then he wanted it, So he trades this super expensive, valuable gem for a
For a
rock,
rock
and that's the
with like
joke.
hot glued on like googly eyes.
Yeah, and that's the joke. And then he goes back to
Mm,
Gru, and he's like, "Oh my god, why would you do this?"
great impression.
Thanks, man. Yo, Illumination, I hate you, but if you're looking for a voice actor, I am down. I'm 100% down.
Nah. No, the thing I yeah, the minions are always interested in like weird stuff like the bananas. The only thing I can think of is that they're potassium fiends and they need to feed on potassium from bananas to survive.
That's how they get their kicks. It's like a
Yeah,
drug
yeah,
to
they
them.
don't they don't breathe oxygen. It's just pure potassium in the bananas. Ketamine for minions.
Damn.
God,
So,
no.
another thing that I want to talk about is
Yeah,
the production value of the Despicable Me movies, because I don't know if you know this, but the Illumination as a studio likes to make their films really cheap, like as cheap as
really.
possible. Yeah. Like
Huh.
it's still millions of dollars like pumped into these projects, but it's compared to other animated films like Pixar and Disney and all that other stuff that's like
The good ones.
yeah, that they're competing against in the market. It's nothing. Like
Yeah.
um, it's insane. But uh, a reason why I bring this up is because I think that what I talked about before about the simplistic design of them. Um,
That's why.
yeah, it's not a creative choice. I'm pretty sure it's just
They're
them.
just
Yeah,
cheapskates.
they're just trying to make more money. They're trying to save money on this, and it works in their favor because it's such a simple design. Like if you watch a Despicable Me movie and you look in the background, like um, for background assets like houses and trees and even extras like people and stuff, like all the locations and stuff all around the background are just copy and pasted throughout the movie. Like I've watched Despicable Me 2 with that mindset, thinking like, oh, I'm gonna try and see what I can see that's been duplicated and essentially copy pasted throughout this film. And
Yeah.
to my complete utter dismay, there was so much. It's just
Well,
it's ever present, and I don't know. It's crazy to me that they can get away with
I read
that.
up on the animation of the minions and like the whole thing. So the for the like yeah, it's so simplistic. There's 48 choices for I think it's hair, um, eyes, and mouth for all the different minions. 48 different things
Yeah,
like all together. And on like the Despicable Me 2 poster, there's over 10,400 minions. So the amount of repetition you're bound to get in there anyway, even though apart from the limited choice they have for each minion, it's just going to be mental. Just yeah, just based on that, not even including the whole setting and everything like that. But no, that makes so much more sense now when you're saying they make it as cheap as possible.
mm. And it works for them because that's how they got so much of a profit. You were saying before they made like 1.12 billion dollars or something on
Yeah,
Minions.
yeah, yeah.
Um, that's why they made so much money is because they're saving it all on a cheap movie.
And then they
And
can also make cheap merchandise as well.
yeah, exactly. That's not even that's just box office money, I'm pretty sure, from the film. That's not
Yeah, yeah,
even
yeah.
including the crazy insane merchandise that they're pumping out, which is still around today, even though the last Minion movie was like I don't know, like a couple years ago, 2018.
Mm.
I don't know what year Despicable Me 3 came out, but
I think it was. It's got time's been really weird lately, considering that we're all locked inside.
yeah.
I forget what day it is most of the time.
What year is it?
I still think it's the summer of 2016.
Hmm. Oh, what a time.
Mm. I think it probably came out around 2018. I'll look it up.
So, do you have a favorite character from the movie? So you've seen Despicable Me 1, 2, and the Minions movie, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so same as me. We both haven't seen the third one, but all the others we've seen.
I didn't want to watch it because it had a bunch of like 80s music and stuff, and they had an 80s themed villain. So I didn't want like the whole like aesthetic of the 80s to be ruined for me.
Fair enough, because that was really
But
trendy. Well, it still is, just
yeah,
80s in general.
yeah, it's
Um,
coming back in, and
mm,
oh, it was released in 2017 in June.
right, okay. So yeah, that was the last time we got a Minions movie, I'm pretty sure. Yet they're still. You can go outside. Well, not now, but when we're let back um, into society, I guarantee you
Yeah,
that you can go to your local Walmart or Big Double D,
or
and
your local child care center.
yeah, wherever you what, wherever
I don't know.
you.
There's a bunch of kids that are bound to have minions stuff or whatever.
I'm sure one kid's wearing a I love
Oh,
banana
you're
shirt.
talking about buying it. Oh
Yeah,
crap.
I'm talking about merchandise. But yeah, I'm guarantee you can go to any shop in like a mall or shopping center and you'll find random stuff regarding
Yeah.
minions, whether it be minion Tic Tacs, minion toothbrushes, minion pop vinyls,
Oh
anything.
god, yeah.
They're everywhere. It's, it's
They even when it like tried to become a meme, it didn't even really take off then. Like the only thing that they're kind of good for is just we were talking about crop boomer memes before. That's the only thing,
yeah.
and that's like it's not even a minions category meme type thing. It's just a whole different thing. That's the only thing that they're all right at.
Yeah, that's those are the few minion jokes that I will find funny. And the only reason I find them funny is because it's laughing at the fact that minions are stupid. And people who enjoy them and repost those completely unironic memes are idiots.
You've, you've either got to be a child or senile.
Yeah. No, but do you have a favorite character from either Despicable Me 1, 2, or Minions
Oh,
movie?
I don't know. They're all. I mean, they're all pretty terrible. I do like the guy that runs the one of the attractions at the amusement park in the first film.
Oh yeah, yeah. And he gives.
Yeah, because
Is
he's
it
just mean.
Agnes? What are the kids'
No,
names
I
again?
think it's there's Agnes is the. Oh wait, I think someone's the so it's Edith, like Agnes, and one other. But like I like that character just because he was mean. I
Yeah.
felt like just like really hating your job
Uh huh.
and you just take it out on others. I feel like I can relate to that guy.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, can you relate to that, dude? Um. So, but you mentioned Vector before. Do you like
Oh
Vector?
yeah, Vector. Yeah, yeah, no, I do. Yeah, the whole thing about him also being mean, but there's just something about him which just it feels like he's the real thing that makes that movie good, in my opinion.
Yeah, me too. I was never really a fan of Gru, but I think I'm same as you. I liked Vector. There's something about him that's just like inherently funny.
The only
Um,
thing that's sort of weird about him for a kids movie is the amount of times like he like just emphasizes like he does a lot of sort of movements with this crotch,
yeah, he's
like
very
a lot.
sexual, which
Yeah,
is
that's the one thing I find weird in a kids movie.
mm, yeah, it's strange that. Um,
But he's like such like a weird body shape as well.
yeah, he's a weird dude.
Like yeah, but nah, he's definitely one of the things that makes that movie good. Not the minions, not the storyline, just him
Yeah, for sure.
and that orange kind of a suit he wears.
I haven't actually looked at what ratings these movies have on like Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb in a while, but
It's surely it's I feel like it would sort of vary maybe, but
I feel like they're gonna be pretty forgiving.
bad.
Like,
Oh,
well, I know that the Minions movie had a pretty bad rating, but
oh,
even so, I would probably rate
well,
it
you're right about
lower.
them being forgiving.
Oh yeah, what
They
is
got
it?
an 81 on 81% on Rotten Tomatoes. A 7.6. This is just for Despicable Me. A 7.6 on out of 10 on IMDb, and a 4 out of 5 on Common Sense Media.
Yeah, wow, it does not deserve
That
that.
that's too high.
Yeah,
But if we look at
that's not
something
right.
like the Minions movie,
I know Minions got
Then
panned pretty bad, but
yeah, they got a 55% on Rotten Tomatoes
yeah, but in
and a
my
3 out of 5
opinion,
on Common Sense.
I think it should be lower.
Yeah, definitely should be lower.
Yeah.
They're doing it so they somehow don't catch a lawsuit from a election.
Mm. So,
Is
is it safe to say that both of us prefer the first one over all the other ones?
yeah, but even then, it's still a fine line with how much I actually enjoy it.
Yeah, true. Like I can't watch Despicable Me 2 and be like, this is entertaining.
Oh, they actually something I realize now. You know the dog in the Despicable Me first movie?
The black one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It kind of reminds me of those little screwed up purple ones in the second one, and your dog as well.
Yeah, my dog kind of looks like that.
Except
Which,
it doesn't have the same pent up rage.
yeah, my dog is old and slow, not really super fast, and wants to kill everything.
And it has razor sharp teeth.
Hmm.
No, but if you had to give it a rating, like let's say like out of 10, like what would you give it then?
Are we gonna rate all the Despicable Me movies? Or
Yeah, okay. Well, we can't rate the third one because we haven't seen it, but we can do one, two, and the Minions movie.
yeah, right. Um, I think the first one I'd give like a five, maybe. Um, it
I'd probably
just
give it I'd give it a 5.5, maybe a 6.
yeah, okay, yeah, but I'd probably give it a five just because I can watch it and I can enjoy it, but like that's really the extent of it. I'm
It's
not
not your
gonna
go-to.
yeah, I'm not gonna walk away and be like and think about it later and be like, man, that was so good. I'll just be like, yeah, I saw that movie again and that's it. Like I won't
Yeah.
take anything away from it, but so you're 5 out of 5, 5.5 or 6 out of 10?
Actually, I'll give it a 6. I'll give it a 6
Yeah, okay.
because it's one of those things that you can watch with like some younger kids, like maybe like your younger siblings or maybe nieces, nephews, and stuff like that. And it's an all right time, but yeah, it's definitely not a go-to or a great movie.
Yeah, if you're stuck in quarantine or self isolation at the moment, um, Despicable Me 1, only the
Would
first
be
one, is
yeah,
is a
would
somewhat suitable option if you're like with younger children.
some yeah, and you want to do a bit of bonding time with the family and stuff like that.
Although I would highly recommend other like Pixar films like Wall-E and
Yeah.
Ratatouille because they're basically um, from the same kind of time period, yet they're insanely better. Even Megamind.
Yeah.
Megamind was competing with
Oh,
Despicable Me, and
yeah.
Megamind is coming back, dude. We both know it. Uh,
Yeah, definitely.
and like, it was so interesting because they were competing at the time in the box office, and they're both animated films from two other. Um, it was DreamWorks and Illumination, and they both released a very similar film at the same time of the underdog villain who's getting
Yeah,
beaten,
becoming a
yeah, becoming a
yeah.
hero essentially. Um, and I always preferred Megamind. I
Megamind
always,
had so much more of a more interesting plot and character development because it's the hero finally, the villain finally defeating the hero,
yeah,
whereas Despicable Me is just the villain fighting another villain and trying to become a better person through having like adopting children or whatever.
yeah, and not even that, but like the Megamind didn't rely on the stupid marketing technique of the minions. Like the
Mm,
only thing that I can say could come close to that in that movie is his sidekick, the fish dude. But he actually plays a role in the story when he's one of the
and he actually
reasons.
speaks English as well.
Yeah, because he actually talks. He's a character. He has a personality,
Mm,
and he's one of the reasons that Megamind is like has a change of heart because he figures out that he loves his best friend and he doesn't want to ditch him. Instead
yeah,
of Gru just being like, "I've got minion sidekicks. They do nothing but help me Deus Ex Machina my way through this movie." It's like
yeah.
I don't know.
And I love the inventions as well so much more in Megamind than I do in Despicable Me as well. It's like Like literally just freeze ray, shrink ray.
Fire gun.
Yeah, big jet car.
Mm.
Where it's like Megamind, you've got like
He had that big
cloaking
mecha
tech.
suit, and he was like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I remember that scene when he was listening to AC/DC and he was waiting for his fight, and everyone's sitting there watching him, and then he's
Yeah.
like getting really depressed, and he starts like playing with the cars and going like, "Oh no, we're gonna crash!" Like I love
Yeah.
that scene.
And then they actually do reference as well to other stuff because you know how they've got like when he's training Titan to become the new hero, they've got that like old school Mario sort of
Oh yeah,
Donkey Kong thing with him going up and jumping over the barrels and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, actually clever about it. And then the jokes in that also work quite well as which is actually really good.
Yeah, see, that's a good point that you bring that up because we are talking about reference humor before in the Minions with the Beatles and Bewitched and all that, and
Yeah,
that's a good example of how to pull off reference humor right. Because like some people might see that Donkey Kong reference and go, "Oh, well, that's just stupid," but at least they incorporated it into the story where he was having a training montage and you know he's going up fighting or defending himself from Fish Guy. I still don't remember his name because
Minion. His name is actually
oh
Minion.
yeah, that's right. His name is Minion. Weird.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's the Minion's trying to help train him up. So it's actually incorporated into the story somehow. Whereas in Minions, they don't even have anything to do with what they're like. It doesn't have anything to do with what they're doing. They're just in the city, and then they see the Beatles, and they're like, "Oh," and then they turn the
that
TV on,
happened.
and Bewitched is on, and they go, "Oh,"
Yeah,
and that's it. It's just Minions looking at things happening. they're,
yeah.
they're not doing anything. It's I don't know. There's so much wrong with that.
We'll probably go into Megamind more so on a later date because it's a more of a bigger topic to unpack.
Oh yeah, for
But
sure.
where we were at, sorry about that tangent. But
We just love Mega
we're
Man
on
so much.
to yeah, we're on to this, and then to Despicable Me 2. I'd probably give that maybe about a 4,
Mm.
just because it's like it's got some of the same aspects of the first, but it's just so much shittier and just so much more like it's below so much more below average than the average the averageness of the first one.
Yeah, and even up to like, yeah, when compared to the first Despicable Me, it's so much worse. And when compared to other animated films, which are just like actually decent and so much better, it's completely horrible. Like it doesn't compare whatsoever. And that's without even talking about Minions, which is worse. But
Yeah.
yeah, for me,
And
I'd probably give it a 3 out of
mm,
10.
and then I
Um,
just give the Minions movie a straight up 1.
yeah, same. Minions got to have the one.
Mm.
Or
They say comedy comes in threes, but it's not even comedy to start with really, so not even good comedy to start with anyway, so there's no point in repeating it another 2 times just to get to a every movie's going downhill when origin stories just start popping up.
mm. So, are you? What are your opinions on Minions 2: Rise of Gru? Do you think it's going to be better than the Minions movie? Do you think it's going to completely flop? Like, what do you
Yeah.
think about it?
Well, the thing about I think the reason why the Minions movie was so bad to begin with is because they didn't have Gru in it in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Because like he was meant to be the central character,
Yeah.
and the minions were just the sidekicks. And giving side like it's like with Cars 2 with Mater and his whole like he's the whole movie centered around him. It's very difficult to give a sidekick a spin-off movie or like an origin story or a whole new plot and expect it to be good.
Yeah, for sure.
But I feel like with the incorporation of Gru, it probably will be better than the first Minions movie.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I thought when I saw the trailer. I was like, this looks bad, but like I can give it a chance. Like I can't really judge the entire movie off one trailer. Obviously with my pre-existing relationship with the Minions, I can watch it and go, man, I'm not excited for this. But at least I'm watching it and going, well, it could be better than what has been produced
Mm,
previously, which I guess is a step forward in the right direction. But if if I'm being honest, I just want the franchise to just die, and I want
yeah.
I want people to stop buying tickets to see these movies because they're just awful, and I
I
don't
think
know.
I think it'll depend on. I would like to. Well, I haven't looked into it much, but it'd be interesting to see the demographics for each country and how much, like, how many sales they're getting over there. Because each country is bound to have either a larger or lesser amount of ticket sales and stuff like that. Because the Fast and the Furious franchise has been so overly done. In like it's like so like everyone's over in the US and Australia and all the different countries and stuff like that. But I think I was reading up on it. I think it's China where they get so many sales on it. They just love the franchise over there. So it's gonna keep. They're just gonna keep producing movies.
Yeah, that does not surprise me at all. Um, and I find it so interesting when you see a franchise like a US franchise film like that because I like for me I haven't watched any of the Fast and Furious movies because um, I mean I don't really have to know what they're about if I'm being honest. If you like Fast and Furious, that's completely fine by me. I don't really have an opinion on it, but um, just from an outsider's perspective looking in, I can see how they're just milking the franchise
Yeah.
as much as possible. And they seem like I can't really give a concrete example about this, but I've seen it in the past where films like that incorporate like a Chinese character for completely no reason, just to appeal to the
Mm.
Chinese audiences, and then they're just sprinkled throughout the marketing um, for the Chinese audience to be like, "Hey, I know that actor. Oh, this movie looks good. It's got that guy in it who I've seen in these other films, which are really popular over here. So let me check this one out, and maybe I'll like it." And then they go see the movie, and that one character is only thrown in for 2 minutes runtime.
Yeah,
In
diversity.
yeah, and most of the time, those kinds of characters are often included in reshoots, so they're not actually like in the film to begin with, and then they're like, "Oh man, we got to market it to some other country, so let's get this other guy in, do some reshoots, chuck them in the film in editing, we chuck them in post, and then put them all over the marketing in China, and then we're good to go." So I don't know.
Well, with the whole now that you're talking about the whole diversity thing, like one of our favorite like Ken Jeong,
Mm-hmm.
who's in Community. He's in both Despicable Me 1 and 2.